We don't often pay attention to what happens in our surroundings. In some cases, a crime might be committed in front of our eyes and yet we don't see it. But what happens when we do? Well, it really depends on the situation. When a person notices a crime is being committed, he or she first evaluates the circumstances before deciding whether to help or not. If there's a gun involved, people rather just stay put and let things flow. However, there are brave people who don't second guess when it comes to helping others. And in some cases, they even risk their lives to do a good action. In the case of a Philadelphia gas station clerk, a night like any other ended up turning into a night of suspense when he noticed a woman shaking after she entered the station's store along with another person. Such woman, a doctor at Pennsylvania Hospital in the city, entered the store as if nothing happened. She was accompanied by a man who at first seemed suspicious. But it wasn't until the pair approached the register to buy a pack of cigarettes, the employees in the convenience store realized there was something very wrong. Such employee, Manveer Komer, had seen the two people enter the store minutes before realizing the oddity of the situation. The man accompanying the woman even waved at Komer as he entered the place to make him think everything was okay. In the security camera footage, it can be seen how after entering the store, both the man and the woman head directly to the ATM. The man awaits as the woman tries to withdraw money, but unable to do it, both head to the counter where the suspicious man buys cigarettes with the woman's debit card. It was in that moment that 25-year-old Manveer Komer realized the poor woman was in there against her will. But how did he jump into that conclusion? Well, the female doctor was shaking of fear. It turns out she'd been allegedly kidnapped. After buying the cigarettes, the suspicious man walked out of the store expecting the woman to follow him. But thanks to the prompt action of the convenience store employees working that night, things didn't go as the malefactor had planned. As the woman was about to walk out of the store, young Komer stopped her and told her to hide behind his back. In fact, his exact words were, "You come behind my back, I help you, no problem." After that, he did what not so many people would do in a situation like this. He confronted the criminal and saved the night by physically putting himself between the suspect and the woman. Komer, who showed no fear when facing the malefactor, asked him to return the woman's belongings. But as he got closer to the suspect, things got heated. The suspicious man reached in his jacket as if he was going to pull out a gun and then escaped in the woman's car, a blue Honda. Komer returned to the store where he made sure the poor victim was okay and offered her a bottle of water to then call the police. If not for the brave action of this young man, things could have had a different outcome for the female doctor. Not only did he save someone he didn't know, but he also put his own life at risk in the process. So, what happened next? Well, not long after, the suspect was apprehended by the police thanks to the GPS on the woman's phone. The man with the jacket had taken the female doctor's car and her phone to prevent her from making any calls. But what he didn't know is that by turning the phone on, police were going to be able to track him down, and so they did. The suspect ended up being a 40-year-old man named Nathaniel Rodriguez. Rodriguez had allegedly kidnapped the woman from a parking lot near the hospital where she worked. When asked, the female doctor said the 40-year-old man had pointed a gun at her and forced her to get into her car, to then drive all day and withdraw money from her debit card using different ATMs around town. As it seems, Rodriguez was so desperate for money that even after the woman's card was declined for exceeding the daily cash limit, he continued to try. Police got involved and rushed to corroborate the story of the tragic events. This way they could charge the criminal for all his felonies and put him in jail. It was clear the woman had been on the streets all day as she continued to wear her hospital pants when she was saved by the brave convenience store employee that night. Sadly though, not even all this helped her get a bit of justice. Rodriguez is charged with aggravated assault, kidnapping, carjacking, robbery, and other offenses. And yet, he continues to be free. In fact, just a month after the incident, he was apprehended once more for stealing from inside Pennsylvania Hospital. The events in which the scared woman was saved by the convenience store employee occurred on a Wednesday in 2015 in the Port Richmond neighborhood of Philadelphia. And since that moment, 25-year-old Manveer Komer has been hailed a hero. For us, this is just a story, but for this woman, the tragic incident was a chapter of her life. Now tell us, what would you do if you see a person in trouble?